get to try my mistletoe eggnog. Happy Monday, everyone. On Sunday, former President Joe Biden went to see the Eagles play in Philadelphia. He left extremely disappointed after being there for 5 hours and not hearing them play Hotel California. Biden's presidential library reportedly received a very few donations in 2024. But on a positive note, at least they broke ground on his other project.
Oh, God.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just a hole of dirt. President Trump spoke at the White House Christmas party over the weekend. He then asked Pete Hegseth to please stop trying to blow up everybody's Uber. That was a filler. Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar claims her son was pulled over by ICE agents and asked to prove his citizenship. And when the son berated the cops saying, "Do you know who my dad is?" they said, "Yes, your uncle." Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has just approved a law legalizing assisted suicide in Chicago. I guess that means he will allow people to walk outside.
My God, that's good.
Zootopia 2 is #1 at the box office and has made $1 billion worldwide. Meanwhile, Animal Farm is set to be released, marking a watershed year for talking beasts. Democrat Benjamin Shower announced he is running for the Iowa House. It's the first house he plans to enter that doesn't start with the word waffle. We needed that picture. And finally, the guy's like 800 pounds. And finally, a bar in North Carolina is offering women free drinks if they bring a picture of the man who cheated on them. Oddly enough, they all keep bringing in the same picture. All right, I'm going to do my monologue. In her acceptance speech for the Walter Cronkite Award, Rachel Maddow announced the story of our age. And it's not immigration, AI, or even Sydney Sweeney's knockers. It's protesting against Trump.
But there's no way that we could do national media coverage of the remarkably decentralized protests against the Trump administration without our partners in local news, without some of the geniuses in this room today. The story of our age, I really believe, the story of our democracy right now is not a Washington story. And it is not easy to cover. But right now, it is the most important story in the world.
All right, Steve. Yeah, she called those in the room geniuses. Sorry, the only genius is you, Rachel, for getting paid a ton of money for working 1 day a week, just like the team that waxes my back. She tells her fellow hacks that the most important story right now is opposing Trump. Not the Biden cover-it, the migrant catastrophe, the fentanyl epidemic. If she were on the Titanic, she'd be pushing the benefits of an ice plunge. It is telling that the truly big stories that somehow don't matter are exactly the same ones she completely missed. But she avoids truth the way Jerry Nadler's staffers avoid skid marks on the couches.
Oh, man.
Hell, her getting an award for journalism is like crowning Kathy Griffin Miss USA. But what if she's right? That protesting Trump is the only thing that matters. For her industry, it's been true for years. But Maddow's track record should make them all reconsider that assumption. Let's casually run through her notable predictions. Who could forget the classic "Trump is a Russian asset," breathlessly connecting dots that didn't exist? Remember this?
This guy Kalimnik keeps turning up again and again. Konstantin Kalimnik, Konstantin Kalimnik, Konstantin Kalimnik, Konstantin Kalimnik. He's still Russian military intelligence. Kalimnik, a short man who goes by Kostya. Konstantin Kalimnik, investigating Konstantin Kalimnik for espionage. This guy Konstantin Kalimnik is the key that unlocks that door. It seems like it would have to be.
You know, that's not sound analysis. It's the rantings of someone who sees the Virgin Mary in her cornflakes. She also said Joe Biden was doing just fine because, you know, he rides a bike.
The fact of his age is not something you can rebut. You can't tack to, if someone says you're too far left, you can tack to the center. The man is 80 years old.
He rides a bike.
He is the age he is, and so it's.
Does she not remember that he fell off the bike? You know, lady, Biden would come in third place in a game of tic-tac-toe. She even dismissed the idea that Joe would drop out of the race as fantasy. He dropped out a month later. Of course, she said that there was no problem on Biden's border. She warned that MAGA election officials would refuse to certify results and plunge the country into chaos. She then predicted Trump's second term would collapse within 100 days and openly mused about Americans being rounded up into internment camps. As of late 2025, none of this has happened, and the only camps that exist are the homeless ones on the sidewalks of every blue city in America. But none of this matters because Maddow isn't paid to be right. She's paid to keep a dwindling audience from giving up altogether. She sells a drug to a shrinking mass, but along the way, she got hooked on the fumes. And yet here she is, honored, celebrated, canonized by people as wrong as she is. She broke no stories. Instead, she only broke her brain and those of others who listened to her. But she did the job she was supposed to do. She wasn't questioning power. She was insulating it. On the left, accountability is non-existent. What matters is loyalty. You don't get fired for being wrong, but you get promoted for service to the cause. And that means distributing the marching orders to your minions. Ignore everything else, including stories that actually cost lives. That's the biggest story of all. Can you imagine being a journalist in America and stating in public, with no fear of being held accountable, that your goal is to stop one political side over the other? And you're worshipped by a corrupt, closed loop where mistakes are memory hold, narratives outrank reality, and awards are handed out like condoms at a Hunter Biden pool party. Hello. Yeah. Maddow is honored because she was wrong, reliably providing an alternative reality to a circle jerk of self-congratulators that's getting smaller by the day. So maybe it's right to call it the Walter Cronkite Award, because they're as dead as he is. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's currently auditioning for a Balance of Nature commercial. Fox News contributor Tom Shalhoub. As a sports reporter, she's seen more six-packs than Kamala Harris. Host of the Michelle Taboya podcast. Michelle Taboya. Well, he'll steal your heart and then your car. Comedian Sherrod Small. Yeah. And she was the baton on the high school track team. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor Kat Duke. Tom, what did you make of her choice for the biggest story of the ages?
Oh, it's remarkable. I mean, is it even a story at all? She's talking about people protesting Trump, which has been going on since Trump has been a politician. So it's ridiculous. I was thinking about, I'm glad you made a swipe there at Cronkite, essentially, at the end there, because people always act as if Cronkite was, from the center. I always hear people saying it, and even some of our viewers, people on the right say, in the old days that Walter Cronkite, he used to throw him straight over the plate. It was never straight over the plate. Right. Walter Cronkite was always liberal. The reason they never shut up about Walter Cronkite is because they long for the days when the elites controlled all of the conversations in this country. I looked at the Cronkite Award, where it came from. Annenberg Center, okay, left-wing group. They try to pretend they're a media group. They're not. They're a total left-wing group. And the Norman Lear Foundation. These are the two people that fund this. So it makes no mistake. If you look back through the recipients that get it, it's always left-wing people. So this year it was Rachel Maddow and Jon Stewart. The whole thing is ridiculous, and I am glad that they no longer have a stranglehold on the conversation. Who replaced Cronkite? It was Dan Rather.
Yeah, I remember him.
And he was indistinguishable from Cronkite when he took over. He's not dead. He's still tweeting. But look what has, if you look at Dan Rather, he is the biggest left-wing idiot in the world. And, if Cronkite had survived, he also would have been the biggest left-wing idiot in the world, because they are all very angry. They're stomping their feet that they no longer control the narrative in this country. And I say, that's a great thing.
You remind me of the neighbor that I had that I would prefer to talk to him in his garage rather than mine so I could leave.
Exit. You need an exit strategy.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like going, where could this thing go? Though I enjoyed every bit of it. Michelle, I would call the people in the room geniuses. There is, I mean, it really, I hate to use the word circle jerk twice in one segment, but it really is it's just a self-congratulatory, masturbatory exercise, you know?
Do you remember the band, the Circle Jerks?
Oh, of course.
You do.
Of course.
I'm going to make a little note here. Sidebar. I had my own little Trump protest back in 2022. I wrote in my Substack that I didn't think he should run again.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that?
Yes.
Oh, God, even you remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought we needed a more conventional kind of candidate. Clearly, I was wrong. All right? Clearly, I was wrong. Because only a non-traditional, disruptive candidate like Donald Trump could achieve all of the things he has achieved. And Rachel Maddow on the left her head is exploding over this and has been exploding for years. And she's also really insulated from some of the benefits that he has brought to the American people, like the border being closed, like inflation not 9% like it was under Biden, like gas prices being under $3 for the first time in years, like peace, a ceasefire in the Middle East, which they were all championing until it happened, and now they're still
all gone.
It's all right. It's all gone. All of those things that he's accomplished were accomplished because he works his ass off every single day, as does his entire administration. And so Rachel's insulated from all that. She's really wealthy. She lives in a bubble. She doesn't appreciate the facts. Also, she said in her speech, she compared us to an authoritarian government. I'll just go on the record again and say I am very anti-authoritarian, and we do not have one, nor are we leaning that way. We are also not a pure democracy, Rachel. We are a republic. And you're looking at your watch, which means that I should stop.
No, I was.
But all I gotta say
I
is,
was drawing pictures.
oh, jeez.
All right, Scarfy McScarface. What do you got?
Why are you drawing pictures like you got a head injury? Why are you?
I draw them and then I put arrows to where the man touched me. You know what? I look at Rachel and I go, you know what? I never see her out with a guy. And I'm thinking, maybe she needs to get married.
That's what you think? First of all, I like that her and Jon Stewart got they got celebrated on the same day because they used the same barber.
Yes.
That saved you some money.
Yeah.
But yeah, Walter Cronkite, I thought it was a Walter Matthau thing.
Yes.
I'm more Matthau than Cronkite.
Yes. Why is that?
Because, he was in the first
Odd Couple? Yes.
that made the whole TV series, but it was the movie that was, a classic, American classic.
That is an American.
It still needed more black people in it, I think.
No, I think I like the fact there were no black people.
Yeah. He's talking about his apartment.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy Kwanzaa.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for the gift. What a lovely tiny tree you gave me.
That's right.
The emergency room attendant got it out quickly.
Oh, God.
You were supposed to smoke that tree.
Oh, okay. Let me one more question for you. And how come you kind of touched on this. How come we never see her in public? Is she that removed from the world?
Well, first of all, you don't go to Fire Island.
Yes.
But she's trying to keep. Once you talk all this stuff on TV, you don't want to be out there. I don't usually see you in the street.
That is true.
I never see you.
That is true.
Yes.
It's just I go from heliport to heliport.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Yes. And I don't even have a helicopter. I just like the sound of blades against the flesh of birds.
Oh, God.
Hey, Kat, how you doing?
I'm doing very well.
That's great. How was your day?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough being a new mom, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. But you're holding it together.
Yeah, and I feel like I look great. Don't I look like I have recipes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Something pumpkin spice.
I look like you could come to me for recipes. You would be sorely mistaken.
Yeah, you look like a woman pretending to be a trad wife.
Well, listen, I would never pretend to be a trad wife, but I do look like I am one.
Yes,
Right.
yes. What is your take from this? Can you tell when somebody's unhappy? I look at Rachel Maddow, and I could see pain in her face.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. Here's the thing. The thing that drove me the craziest is when she said it's not easy to cover.
Yes.
First of all, not true. Second of all, you're the worst spokesperson for that ever. I mean, you make so much money, as you pointed out, for doing exactly this once a week. I don't know what she meant. I mean, like, what happens to people if you are critical of Trump? Like, there's like rooms you're not allowed in.
Yeah.
Are you like blackballed from Hollywood? In what world is it difficult to cover? And if it is, I don't understand like how she would see herself as. I mean, she's made herself very wealthy doing not just exactly this, but only this. This is all she does, and then she's gotten some success. But then to say that, oh, I'm not just successful doing this, this is some really hard fought battle, I don't think that's true.
I don't know if people realize this. She makes $25 million a year for one show.
It's unbelievable.
One show.
It's
And the
unbelievable.
audience share is maybe a third of this show. She makes $25 million for once a week, which if I did the math, I do 10 shows. 10 times 25, I would be making $250 million, easily double what I'm making now.
And it took you longer than I thought to do 2 times 5.
You know what? Enough of this. No gift card for you this year. I saved $50.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.